Hey folks, welcome back to Powerful Stoic Habits. Have you ever felt like someone's trying to grind you down to nothing, treating you like garbage they can toss aside whenever they want? Like they're trying to turn you into their puppet, pulling your strings just to see how far they can push you before you finally snap. Maybe you're trying to impress someone, but no matter what you do, it's like you're invisible to them, like your efforts are just being ignored, as if you're some kind of puppet they can string along. Maybe your partner just left you, leaving you heartbroken and questioning your own worth, wondering if you were ever more than just a convenience to them. But what if there was a way to turn all of that around, to become so strong and resilient that their actions no longer have any power over you? What if there was a way to crush their attempts to break you, to show them that no matter what they do, you're unbreakable? It's like, instead of letting their behavior tear you down, you could flip the script, making them see just how wrong they were to underestimate you, leaving them with nothing but regret. Sounds incredible, right? Well, my friends, today's video is all about how to not only withstand their behavior, but also flip the script entirely, making them regret underestimating you and realize your true worth. Imagine you're in a relationship where someone you care about starts pulling away, testing how much you'll take before you finally break. Or maybe you're trying to win someone over, but no matter what you do, they keep you at arm's length, leaving you frustrated and questioning your worth. Perhaps your partner has already walked away, leaving you to pick up the pieces and wondering if they ever truly valued you. But what if, instead of reacting to their behavior or falling apart, you stayed calm and strong, showing them that they can't shake you? What if your quiet strength made them realize they've underestimated you, and they start regretting every time they tried to hurt or ignore you? By staying composed and standing firm, you not only protect yourself, but also make them see just how powerful and unbreakable you truly are, leaving them wishing they had never taken you for granted. As Bob Marley once said, "You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice." This isn't just a quote. It's a truth that hits home when you're pushed to your limits, whether you've been overlooked, taken for granted, or left to pick up the pieces. It's in these moments that your true strength shines through, showing just how powerful you can be when standing tall is the only option. Today, we're going to tap into that strength, using it to turn every challenge into the very reason they regret ever doubting you. So now, let's move toward today's affirmation. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and repeat after me. I am unbreakable. Let this affirmation remind you that no matter who tries to knock you down, you will rise stronger every time. You are not just surviving, you're thriving in the face of adversity. Remember, you're not here to be controlled or diminished. You're here to dominate your own life. It is very important to declare it loud, and comments, my friend, are the best way to do it. Declaring it shows the world, and yourself, that you're ready to stand tall no matter what comes your way. Your strength is your shield, and nothing can penetrate it. So, go ahead and drop it in the comments below, and let your voice be heard. Now, before we dive into those powerful Stoic strategies to turn the tables and make them regret underestimating you, we need to discuss a principle that is absolutely crucial. Everything we're going to talk about hinges on this one idea, so I need you to put down whatever else you're doing and give me your full attention. This principle is the cornerstone of every strategy we'll cover, and without it, you won't be able to harness the power you truly possess. I'm talking about self-control. Think about it. You're trying to attract someone. It's natural to feel anxious, eager to make the right impression, and maybe even a bit nervous about how they'll respond. In these moments, it's easy to lose yourself, to act out of impulse or desperation. But here's the thing: if you can master self-control, you immediately set yourself apart. When you're calm, confident, and in control, you're sending a powerful message. You're not just another person chasing after them. You're someone who knows their worth and isn't swayed by emotions. Imagine having the ability to stay composed, not jumping at every opportunity to impress, but instead showing restraint and letting your presence speak for itself. This self-control makes you magnetic because it shows that you're in charge of yourself, and that's incredibly attractive. So, before we go any further, remember this: self-control is your foundation. It's what will make them see you in a different light, and it's the first step in turning the tables in your favor. Let's dive deeper into how this principle plays out. So folks, it's all about self-control. In this video, we're going to explore how to master the art of self-control with 9 Stoic strategies that will make you unbreakable. These aren't just any strategies. They're the key to flipping the script in your favor, making you so resilient and composed that eventually they'll find themselves chasing after you. Ready to take control and turn the tables? Let's dive in. Number 1. Control your reactions. So folks, let's start with one of the most crucial aspects of becoming unbreakable: controlling your reactions. This might sound simple, but trust me, it's a game changer. When you master the art of controlling your reactions, you not only protect your inner peace, but you also make others see your true worth. They start to realize that you're not someone who can be easily shaken, and that's incredibly powerful. Imagine this: you're in a relationship where things have been rocky lately. Your partner has been pulling away, and it's breaking you down inside. Every time they ignore your calls or seem distant, you feel that urge to confront them, to demand answers. But here's the thing: reacting out of desperation only pushes them further away. It shows them that you're losing control, and in their mind, it might even justify their behavior. But what if you flipped the script? What if, instead of reacting impulsively, you took a step back, stayed calm, and focused on your own well-being? When you control your reactions in situations like this, you send a powerful message. You're not someone who can be easily rattled. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By choosing not to react emotionally, you're showing your partner that you value yourself enough not to be controlled by their behavior. And trust me, when they see that you're not falling apart, they'll start to wonder why. They'll see that you're stronger than they thought, and that's when they start to appreciate your true worth. Now, let's talk about a different scenario. Maybe you're trying to impress someone new, someone who hasn't yet realized how amazing you are. You're eager to make a good impression, but things aren't going as planned. Maybe they're not responding to your texts as quickly as you'd like, or they seem a bit indifferent. It's easy to feel frustrated or even start doubting yourself in moments like this. But here's where controlling your reactions becomes crucial. Instead of bombarding them with messages or overthinking every interaction, you stay calm and confident. You don't let their lack of enthusiasm dictate your self-worth. Think of it like this: you're playing a game of chess. Every move you make needs to be calculated, not impulsive. When you remain composed, you're not just reacting to their moves, you're planning your own strategy. By controlling your reactions, you're showing them that you're not just another person trying to win their attention. You're someone who knows their value and isn't desperate for validation. And let's be honest, who wouldn't be intrigued by someone like that? Another scenario might be dealing with an ex who left you and it's breaking you apart. Maybe you're still reeling from the rejection, and every time you see them, it's like a punch to the gut. You want to reach out to make them see that they made a mistake. But here's where you need to dig deep and control your reactions. Reaching out in a moment of weakness only reinforces their decision to leave. It shows them that you're still affected, still vulnerable. But if you stay calm, if you show them that you're moving on with grace, they start to see you in a new light. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." When you control your reactions, you're not just protecting yourself, you're taking the high road. You're showing your ex that you're not going to be defined by the way they treated you. And that, my friends, is incredibly powerful. Over time, they'll start to realize that leaving you was their loss, not yours. But let's keep it real. Controlling your reactions isn't always easy. There will be moments when you feel like you're about to break, when the pressure seems unbearable. Maybe the person you want to be with is pushing you away, or the one you care about isn't reciprocating your feelings. In these moments, it's tempting to react out of frustration, anger, or sadness. But here's the truth. Your reaction is your power. It's the one thing you can control, no matter how chaotic everything else might be. So, how do you stay unbreakable in these situations? Start by taking a deep breath. Before you react, give yourself a moment to pause and think. Ask yourself, is this reaction going to help or hurt me? Sometimes, just taking that pause can make all the difference. It gives you the space to choose your response rather than being driven by your emotions. If you find it difficult to control your reactions, especially in high-pressure situations, try practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness helps you stay grounded in the present moment, making it easier to control your emotions. Simple practices like focusing on your breath or doing a quick mental check-in with yourself can help you stay calm when you're feeling overwhelmed. Over time, these practices will become second nature, and you'll find that you're able to navigate difficult situations with more grace and confidence. Here's another powerful affirmation to help you stay centered. I am unbreakable. Whenever you feel your emotions starting to take over, repeat this to yourself. Let it remind you that no matter what happens, you have the strength to remain calm and composed. This isn't just about bottling up your feelings, it's about channeling them in a way that serves you, not sabotages you. Let's close with some motivation. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "He who is brave is free." When you control your reactions, you're not just brave. You're freeing yourself from the chains of emotional turmoil. You're showing the world that you're not someone who can be easily shaken, that you're someone who stands tall in the face of adversity. And when they see that, they'll start to realize your true worth. They'll see that you're not just another person trying to win their approval. You're someone who knows their value and isn't afraid to stand by it. So, folks, embrace this principle. Control your reactions and watch as others begin to see you in a new light. They'll start to recognize your strength, your resilience, and before long, they'll find themselves drawn to you, appreciating you for the unbreakable person you are, ready to take control and show them what you're made of. Let's keep going. And my friends, if you've got any questions swirling around in your mind, don't hesitate. Throw them out in the comments, and let's dive into them together. We're here to help each other grow stronger. And if everything's crystal clear so far, this video definitely deserves a like. So, go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Now, before you think about clicking away, my Stoic friends, let's crush that idea right now. We've only scratched the surface with this one strategy, Powerful, yes, but it won't ignite the fire in your relationship life on its own. The next 8 strategies are just as crucial, and you need to apply each one to reach your full potential. So, stay with me, stay stoic, and let's see this through to the end. Number 2, control the narrative. All right, folks, let's dive into the next powerful strategy that will make you unbreakable, controlling the narrative. Now, this might sound a bit abstract, but it's one of the most crucial skills you can develop when it comes to taking back your power and making them regret ever underestimating you. So, what does it mean to control the narrative? Simply put, it's about taking charge of how you present yourself and your story, both to yourself and to others. It's about shaping the way people see you, rather than letting them define you on their terms. When you control the narrative, you decide what parts of your life and personality are highlighted, and you frame your experiences in a way that empowers you rather than diminishes you. Imagine this. You've been in a relationship where your partner didn't appreciate you, maybe even took you for granted. They've crafted a narrative where you're the one who's always available, always accommodating, and perhaps even a little too eager to please. But what if you flipped that narrative? What if, instead of being the one who's always trying to make things work, you started telling a different story? One where you're the strong, confident person who knows their worth and isn't afraid to walk away when they're not valued. Here's the thing. People believe the story you tell them. If you act like someone who's easily pushed around, that's how they'll see you. But if you start presenting yourself as someone who's in control, who knows exactly what they bring to the table, and who won't settle for less than they deserve, that's the narrative they'll begin to accept. And trust me, when they see that you're no longer playing the role they assigned to you, they'll start to regret not valuing you when they had the chance. Let's put this into a real-life scenario. Imagine you've just come out of a relationship where your ex painted you as the needy one, the one who was always chasing after them. Now, you have 2 choices. You can either accept that narrative and continue feeling like you weren't enough, or you can control the narrative and redefine yourself. You start focusing on your own growth, your own happiness, and you start presenting yourself as someone who's thriving, not because of them, but in spite of them. When your ex sees this, they won't just be surprised. They'll start to regret not seeing your value sooner. They'll realize that the version of you they took for granted is actually stronger and more independent than they ever had. Now, controlling the narrative doesn't mean you're pretending to be someone you're not. It's about emphasizing the parts of yourself that reflect your true strength and resilience. It's about rewriting your story in a way that serves you, rather than letting others write it for you. Think of it as being the author of your own life. Why would you let anyone else dictate your story? As the saying goes, perception is reality. When you control the narrative, you're influencing how others perceive you, and that can change how they treat you. But it's not just about how others see you. It's also about how you see yourself. When you start telling a story of strength, confidence, and self-worth, you begin to internalize those qualities. You start to believe in your own power, and that belief makes you truly unbreakable. So how do you start controlling the narrative in your own life? First, take a step back and look at the stories you've been telling yourself and others. Are they empowering, or are they holding you back? If they're not serving you, it's time to rewrite them. Focus on your strengths, your achievements, and the ways you've overcome challenges. Share these aspects of yourself with others, and watch how their perception of you changes. If you find it difficult to shift the narrative, start small. Begin by changing the way you talk about yourself in everyday conversations. Instead of downplaying your successes or apologizing for your strengths, own them. Speak with confidence about who you are and what you bring to the table. Over time, this will become second nature, and you'll notice that people start to see you in a different light. And here's the kicker. When you control the narrative, you make them see you as someone they can't afford to lose. They'll start to regret not valuing you when they had the chance, because they'll realize that the story they had in their heads about you was all wrong. They'll see that you're not just someone who's there for their convenience. You're someone who knows their worth and isn't afraid to show it. To wrap this up, let's remember what the Stoic philosopher Seneca said. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. When you control the narrative, you stop craving validation from others and start finding it within yourself. You become rich in confidence, self-worth, and resilience. And that, my friends, is the key to being truly unbreakable. So folks, take control of your narrative. Rewrite your story in a way that empowers you and makes them see just how valuable you are. And folks, don't forget to affirm. Simply say, I write my own story. Declare it loud, my friends, and please go ahead and drop it in the comment to let me know that you are following along. Ready to show them what they've been missing. Let's keep going. Number 3, delay gratification. All right, folks, let's dive into the next powerful strategy that will not only make you unbreakable, but also make them see your true worth: delaying gratification. Delaying gratification means holding off on the urge to seek immediate pleasure or validation. It's about resisting the temptation to satisfy your impulses right away, whether it's the desire to text them as soon as they pop into your mind, to jump at the chance to see them, or to accept less than you deserve just to fill a momentary void. Instead, it's about focusing on the bigger picture, on your long-term happiness, your personal growth, and your self-respect. By mastering this strategy, you're not just playing the short game. You're setting yourself up for lasting fulfillment and showing them that you're someone who knows their true worth and isn't afraid to wait for what they truly deserve. Imagine this. You're attracted to someone, and the urge to constantly reach out, to make yourself available at all times, is strong. But what if, instead of immediately acting on those impulses, you took a step back? What if you let them wonder, let them miss you, and let them realize that your time and attention are not things to be taken lightly? By delaying gratification, you create a sense of mystery and intrigue. They start to think about you more, to wonder why you're not chasing after them like everyone else. This space makes them see your true worth, and before you know it, they're the ones reaching out, eager to connect with you. Delaying gratification isn't just about playing hard to get. It's about showing that you're in control of your desires and that you're not driven by the need for immediate satisfaction. This level of self-control is incredibly attractive because it demonstrates maturity, patience, and confidence. It shows that you're not desperate for their attention, that you have a life of your own, and that you're focused on long-term success rather than short-term pleasure. Now let's talk about how delaying gratification makes you unbreakable. When you master the art of waiting, you're not easily swayed by temporary setbacks or disappointments. You're not crushed when things don't go your way immediately, because you know that the best things in life are worth waiting for. This mindset makes you resilient, no longer at the mercy of fleeting emotions or impulses. You become someone who's steady, someone who's not easily rattled, and that, my friends, is the essence of being unbreakable. But let's be real. Delaying gratification isn't always easy. It can be challenging to hold back when all you want is to be close to someone or to see immediate results in your efforts. So, how do you make it easier? Start by reminding yourself of the bigger picture. Every time you feel the urge to seek immediate gratification, ask yourself, is this going to serve me in the long run? Is this going to help me achieve my goals? If the answer is no, then it's worth waiting. Another tip is to channel that energy into something productive. Instead of sending that impulsive text or making that hasty decision, focus on your own growth. Work on a project, hit the gym, learn something new. Anything that helps you build yourself up rather than giving in to the temptation of the moment. And here's the beauty of delaying gratification. When they see that you're not easily swayed, that you're someone who takes their time and values quality over immediacy, they'll start to respect you more. They'll see that you're not just someone who's looking for quick fixes. You're someone who's in it for the long haul, someone who knows their worth. This makes you stand out, makes you more desirable, and ultimately makes them more interested in you. As we wrap this up, remember the words of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus: "No great thing is created suddenly." This wisdom reminds us that the best things in life take time, and that patience and perseverance are key to achieving true greatness. So folks, embrace the power of delaying gratification. Let it make you unbreakable, and watch as they begin to see your true worth, realizing that you're someone worth waiting for, ready to play the long game and come out on top. Let's keep going. And folks, we're almost at the midpoint of today's video. The strategies we're about to dive into next are even more crucial, so I urge you to stick with me. You've already made the right choice by staying with me up to this point, so why not see it through? Stay tight, my Stoic friends, because the best is yet to come. Let's keep going. Number 4, be selectively available. All right, folks, let's move on to the next powerful strategy that will make you unbreakable and flip the script in your favor: being selectively available. Now, you might be wondering, what does that even mean? Well, let me break it down for you. Being selectively available is all about controlling your time and energy, deciding who gets access to you and when. It's about making sure that your presence is a privilege, not something that's taken for granted. Imagine this. You're always there for someone. Every call, every text, every time they need something. You're like a 24/7 convenience store, always open, always ready to serve. But here's the problem. When you're too available, people start to take you for granted. They assume you'll always be there, and suddenly your value in their eyes starts to diminish. It's human nature. What's always available is often less appreciated. But what if you changed that dynamic? What if you made yourself a little less available, a little more mysterious, a little harder to reach? Think about it. When something becomes less accessible, it becomes more desirable. The same applies to you. When you're not always available, you're signaling that your time is valuable, that you're someone who's busy living a fulfilling life, not just sitting around waiting for their call. This shift in availability can make them start to realize just how much they miss having you around. They begin to crave your attention, to chase after the moments they can spend with you, because they know it's not guaranteed. As the old saying goes, absence makes the heart grow fonder. This is a classic truth that has stood the test of time. By being selectively available, you're not playing games. You're simply valuing yourself and your time. You're showing them that you're not just someone who's always there, waiting in the wings. You're someone with a life, with goals, with ambitions. And let's be honest, who wouldn't be attracted to that? But let's keep it real. Being selectively available doesn't mean disappearing off the face of the earth or ignoring people to make a point. It's about balance. It's about knowing when to engage and when to pull back. For example, if you're always the first to respond to their texts within seconds, try waiting a little longer before replying. If you're always the one initiating plans, let them take the lead sometimes. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's about showing that you have your own life and that you're not solely focused on them. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if they get upset or think I'm not interested? Here's where the magic happens. When you pull back just a little, they start to notice. They start to wonder what's changed, and that curiosity is what makes them reach out, to chase after you. You're no longer the one trying to hold everything together. You're letting them come to you, realizing your worth in the process. Picture yourself as a cat. Cats are the masters of being selectively available. 1 minute, they're all over you, and the next, they're off doing their own thing, completely indifferent to your existence. And what do? We end up chasing after them, trying to win their affection. Why? Because they've made their attention feel like something special. You can take a page from their playbook. Be that intriguing presence that's not always there but always valued. Incorporating this into your life starts with a mindset shift. You need to believe that your time is valuable and that not everyone deserves constant access to it. Start by setting boundaries. If you're busy, don't feel obligated to drop everything to respond to someone. Focus on your priorities and let them see that you're someone who values their own time and energy. But what if it feels difficult to pull back, especially if you're used to being constantly available? It might be challenging at first, but remember this: you're not doing this to play games or be manipulative. You're doing this to protect your energy, to show that you're someone who knows their worth. Over time, as you become more comfortable with this approach, you'll start to see the benefits. They'll start to chase after you, realizing that your time and attention are not something to be taken lightly. To wrap this up, let's remember what Marcus Aurelius once said: "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." When you start thinking of yourself as someone who is valuable, someone who deserves to be treated with respect, your actions will naturally follow. By being selectively available, you're teaching others to value your time and presence. And trust me, when they see that you're not always there for them, they'll start to realize just how much you matter. So folks, embrace this strategy. Be selectively available and watch as they begin to chase after you, seeing your worth like never before. Ready to make them realize what they've been missing. Number 5, master the art of silence. All right, folks, let's dive into one of the most underrated yet powerful strategies: mastering the art of silence. You might be wondering, how can something as simple as silence make you unbreakable and reveal your true worth to others? Well, let me tell you, silence is not just the absence of words. It's a statement in itself. When used wisely, it speaks volumes, commanding respect, attention, and intrigue. Imagine this. You're in a conversation where someone is trying to provoke you, to get a reaction out of you. Maybe it's a partner who's pushing your buttons, an ex trying to get under your skin, or someone you're interested in who's testing the waters. The natural response might be to snap back, defend yourself, or fill the silence with words. But what if instead you chose to stay silent? What if you let the silence do the talking? Suddenly, the power shifts. They're left wondering what you're thinking, what your silence means. They start to realize that they can't easily rattle you, that you're in control of your emotions and your reactions. As the saying goes, silence is golden. In the context of relationships, silence can be a powerful tool to make them see your true worth. When you don't rush to fill every gap with words, you create space for them to reflect on what's happening. They start to wonder why you're not reacting, why you're not chasing after them or defending yourself. That's when they begin to realize that you're not someone who can be easily manipulated or taken for granted. Silence also creates mystery. When you're not constantly available or overly communicative, you leave them wanting more. They become more interested in you, trying to figure out what's going on in your mind. This curiosity can lead them to chase after you, realizing that they don't have you all figured out. It's a subtle yet effective way of showing that you're someone with depth, someone who doesn't just react impulsively, but who thinks things through. Let's be clear, mastering the art of silence doesn't mean shutting down or giving someone the silent treatment out of spite. It's about knowing when to speak and when to hold back. It's about choosing your words carefully and making sure that when you do speak, your words carry weight. When you're selective with your words, people start to listen more closely because they know that when you speak, it matters. So how do you start incorporating silence into your interactions? Begin by resisting the urge to immediately respond when someone says something provocative. Take a moment, breathe, and let the silence hang in the air. This pause not only gives you time to consider your response, but also sends a signal that you're not someone who can be easily baited. Over time, you'll notice that this practice helps you stay more composed and in control, making you appear more confident and self-assured. But what if you find it challenging to stay silent, especially when emotions are running high? Start small. Practice staying silent in low-stakes situations, like when you're in a casual conversation and someone says something that normally would prompt a quick response. Get comfortable with the silence and gradually apply it in more significant interactions. Remember, silence is a tool. Use it to your advantage, not as a weapon. To wrap this up, remember what the Stoic philosopher Zeno of Citium said, "Better to trip with the feet than with the tongue." In other words, it's often wiser to stay silent and maintain your composure than to speak out of turn and regret it later. By mastering the art of silence, you're showing that you're not just someone who reacts. You're someone who thinks, who values their words, and who isn't afraid to let others do the talking while you maintain control. So folks, embrace the power of silence. Let it be a part of your arsenal in becoming unbreakable and making others realize just how much you're worth. Ready to let your silence speak for you? Let's keep going. Number 6. Set boundaries and stick to them. All right, folks, let's talk about something that's absolutely essential for becoming unbreakable: setting boundaries and sticking to them. Boundaries aren't just about saying no to things you don't want. They're about defining who you are and what you stand for. When you set clear boundaries, you're telling the world that you know your worth and that you won't tolerate being treated as anything less than you deserve. Imagine this. You're in a relationship and your partner starts pushing your limits. Maybe they're demanding too much of your time, disrespecting your values, or taking advantage of your kindness. Without boundaries, you might find yourself bending over backward to keep them happy, slowly losing yourself in the process. But what if instead you drew a line in the sand and said, "This is what I need, and this is what I won't tolerate"? Suddenly, you're no longer the person they can push around. You're someone they need to respect. Setting boundaries isn't just about protecting yourself. It's about commanding respect and making others see your true worth. When you stick to your boundaries, you show that you value yourself enough to demand the same from others. And trust me, when they see that you won't settle for less, they'll start to see you in a whole new light. They'll realize that you're not just someone who can be easily swayed. You're someone who stands firm, someone who knows their value, and that's incredibly attractive. So folks, set those boundaries and don't waver. Show them that you're not afraid to stand up for yourself, and watch as they start to chase after the person who won't settle for anything less than what they deserve. Ready to claim your worth? Let's keep going. Number 7. Focus on your own growth. All right, folks, let's dive into one of the most crucial strategies for becoming unbreakable: focusing on your own growth. It's easy to get caught up in trying to impress someone or win back their attention. But here's the truth. The more you invest in yourself, the more they'll see your true worth. When you dedicate time to your personal growth, whether it's advancing your career, improving your health, or developing new skills, you're not just improving your life. You're sending a powerful message. You're showing that you value yourself, that you're not waiting around for anyone to validate you or define your worth. This kind of confidence is magnetic. When they see you thriving, becoming a better version of yourself, they'll start to regret not appreciating you when they had the chance. They'll realize that you're not just someone who was part of their life. You're someone who's out there, growing, evolving, and becoming more impressive every day. Imagine this. You're working on your fitness, taking up new hobbies, or climbing the ladder at work. Suddenly, you're not just the person they once knew. You're someone they can't help but notice, someone they now see in a whole new light. Your growth makes you stand out, and trust me, it'll make them think twice about ever underestimating you. So, let's affirm this together. I am committed to my growth. Say it with conviction, because your journey of self-improvement is what will make you unbreakable. As you continue to grow, not only will you see your own value, but so will they. And that's when they'll start to realize just how much they've missed out on. Ready to keep growing? Let's continue. Number 8. Use the power of affirmations. All right, folks, let's talk about something that might seem simple but is incredibly powerful: affirmations. You see, affirmations aren't just words you repeat to yourself in the mirror. They're declarations of your inner strength and worth. When used correctly, affirmations can reshape your mindset, making you truly unbreakable and helping others see your true value. Imagine starting your day with a powerful affirmation like, "I am worthy of respect and admiration." When you consistently tell yourself this, you start to believe it, and that belief radiates from within you. It's not just about saying the words, it's about embodying them. When you believe in your own worth, you project that confidence to the world. And trust me, confidence is magnetic. People are naturally drawn to those who know their own value. Think about it. If you walk into a room believing you're valuable, others will start to see you that way too. They'll realize you're not someone to be taken lightly or pushed aside. They'll see you as someone who's strong, confident, and unbreakable, someone they can't afford to overlook. So, how do you incorporate affirmations into your life? Start by choosing a few that resonate with you, ones that reflect the person you want to become. Repeat them daily, especially during moments of doubt. Let these affirmations become your inner dialogue, a constant reminder of your worth and strength. As you continue to affirm your value, you'll notice a shift, not just in how you see yourself, but in how others see you. They'll begin to recognize your true worth, and you'll find them more interested in you than ever before. Remember, folks, the power of affirmations lies not just in the words themselves, but in the belief and confidence they help you build. So, embrace them, and let them guide you on your journey to becoming truly unbreakable. Number 9. Avoid emotional outbursts. All right, folks, let's talk about something that can make or break how others perceive you: avoiding emotional outbursts. Now, we've all been there. Someone pushes your buttons, says something that cuts deep, and the next thing you know, you're reacting in a way that you later regret. But here's the truth. Letting your emotions take over not only makes you vulnerable, but it also gives others power over you. When you react impulsively, you're showing them that they can control your emotions. And let's be honest, that's the last thing you want. Imagine this. You're in the middle of a heated conversation with someone you care about, maybe even someone you're trying to impress or win back. They say something hurtful, hoping to get a rise out of you. But instead of giving them what they want, you stay calm, composed, and completely in control. You respond thoughtfully, not letting their words dictate your behavior. What do you think happens next? They see your strength, your ability to rise above the drama, and suddenly you're the one who's unbreakable. They start to see your true worth, realizing that you're not someone who can be easily shaken. Avoiding emotional outbursts is about maintaining your power. It's about showing that you're not just reacting to life, you're mastering it. When you keep your cool, you're not just protecting yourself. You're also making others see you in a whole new light. They'll start to respect you more, admire your composure, and yes, they'll become more interested in you because you're showing them that you're in control of your emotions and, therefore, your life. So, let's seal this with an affirmation. I am in control of my emotions. Let this be your guiding principle whenever you're tempted to react. Stay strong, stay composed, and watch as they start to realize just how powerful and valuable you truly are. So, folks, remember, becoming unbreakable starts with you. By controlling your reactions, being selectively available, controlling the narrative, and using the power of affirmations, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're showing the world, and anyone who doubted you, that you're stronger than they ever imagined. Now it's time to take these strategies and put them into action. If you found value in this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment with your favorite affirmation. Let's keep growing together, and remember, you are unbreakable. Stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video.